Anna. I work for the BBC as a researcher in London. I live in London, but I come from Bahrain, a small island in the Middle East. What's your name, and where are you from?
My name's Alexis and I'm from London.
I'm Jane and I'm from Adelaide in South Australia.
Michael Berlin.
Oretta.
Colin Patterson from Edinburgh.
My name's Alex, I'm from London.
My name is Isolde.
My name's Kate.
My name's Richard Watson.
My name's Alexis.
Camilla Pennant.
My name is Champaline.
My name's Aaron Bicknell.
Alessandra Ambrosio.
My name's Joseph.
I'm Ivan. This is Francesca. We come from Italy. We are on our honeymoon.
I am from North London, Highbury.
I'm from Taiwan.
Los Angeles, California.
We are from Berlin, Germany.
I'm from Sydney in Australia.
I'm originally from County Wexford in Ireland.
I'm originally from Estonia.
I'm from a city called Naples in the south of Italy.
What do you like about it?
The sea, the sun, and the people.
I like the openness of the United States. I like the fact that everyone comes from somewhere else, that it's a nation of immigrants.
I like the culture and the people in Estonia, and I like the summer days when they're long and bright for many hours.
It's quite different to London, but it is also a multicultural community.
If you live in Sydney, you can go skiing in the winter, whereas in the summer you've got the beach. I live only 20 minutes from the beach.
It's quite quiet, it's quite serene, it's very picturesque.
There's lots of nice shops, there's bars and restaurants, and there's a nice park.
There's lots of shops. It's easy to get around there. There's lots of transport.
What don't you like about it?
I don't like the gun culture. I don't like the dominance of big corporations.
I don't like the noise.
It doesn't really have the transport system that you guys have.
Crime and rubbish.
The weather's quite bad.
It's too quiet.
You get winters where for 5 or 6 months it's just dark and cold all day, and that's something that I don't like.
Hi, I'm Finn. I work for the BBC in London as a producer. I start work at 9:30 and usually finish around 6. What do you do?
I'm a teacher. I teach science at a secondary school.
I'm a receptionist for Camden Council in London.
I'm an English teacher, actually.
I work for the government. I'm a student.
I'm retired, yes.
I'm a graphic designer.
I teach English in Abu Dhabi.
I'm a student nurse.
Tell me about your daily routine.
I get up at about 6:30, grab a cup of tea, sometimes some cereal. I catch my bus at about 7:20 to Bristol.
Well, I get up at about 6 o'clock. I don't have breakfast because I don't have time. I jump to my car and go to work.
It takes about 20 minutes to get to my workplace, take phone calls, look after staff that are there and some of the children. I leave at 5 and get back home about 6.
I work from 8:30 until 3:30. At 3:30 I finish. I catch the tube home. Then I make some food.
I get into work, always have a meeting in the morning, and then always help patients wash and change beds.
Well, normally I go for a walk and I go to the gym every morning and go for a swim.
Usually I wake up, make a couple of cups of coffee, check my email on the computer. Then I get on my bike, ride to work. And I work from 9 till about 4:30, I'm finished.
What do you like about your daily routine?
I like going to work, I enjoy teaching, and I like getting home and relaxing in the evenings.
It changes. It's always different, and it's enjoyable. I enjoy my work.
I like the fact that I've got my own free time now, yes.
My workplace is quite near to me, so I don't have to travel far.
I love what I'm doing. I love my course.
Well, I like the people I work with. I like the students. I like my job. It's a very pleasant place to be.
What don't you like about your daily routine?
I don't like the rush in the mornings to get the tube.
The worst part is waking up, especially in the winter where it tends to be dark and cold.
There's nothing I don't like about my daily routine. I'm a very happy person.
Getting up at 6:30.
I like everything about what I do now. I enjoy it, yes.
When I'm coming back home, sometimes it takes long because there's a lot of traffic.
Sometimes it gets very, very busy, and sometimes people can be quite angry or upset.
I live and work in London, but I've got friends and family in Asia and America. My sister also lives in London, so I often meet her for dinner at the weekend. Where do you live?
I live in central London. I live with my parents in a flat in Clapham.
I live in King's Cross in London.
I live in Los Angeles, California.
At the moment I live in London.
I live in Berlin. I live in Docklands in east of London.
I live in London. I live near Euston Station.
In the south of France, in a city called Montpellier.
Do you live on your own or with friends or family?
I live with family. I live with my brother, and we live together in a flat.
I live in an apartment with a friend near the train station in Montpellier.
I live with 2 other flatmates.
I live with my family. I live with my mom and my dad and my brother.
I live with friends in the flat share.
I live together with my family, with my wife and 2 children.
I live with my friends.
I live on my own.
I live with my mum and dad and 3 sisters.
How often do you see your friends and family?
I see my friends daily.
Quite often. There's quite a big student community here, so I see my friends quite a lot.
I try to see them every day.
Mostly I see them at the weekend.
I see my friends every day at university.
I don't see my family very often, maybe once every other year.
I see my family every day because I live with them. I see my friends twice or 3 times a week.
My mother doesn't live in the same city, so I don't see her very often, about once a month.
What do you like doing with friends or family?
With friends, I like going to the pool, going to the beach. I like playing games.
I like going out, just socialising, go to the cinema, eating together.
We like to go for a meal or to the cinema.
With my family, sometimes we go on holiday. So we go on road trips up to Northern California.
I actually quite like cooking with my friends, and also the usual stuff like going to the cinema, going to walk in parks.
I like having family meals with my family, and I like going to the cinema or going to parties with my friends.
Making music. Most of my friends are musicians, so we like and enjoy making music. Also, just having conversations about our lives.
I live in Covent Garden, a busy and exciting part of London. My flat is small, but I like living here because it's near the river and there are lots of shops and cafes. Where do you live?
I live in North London.
I live in Shoreditch, which is in East London.
In West Berlin, but it's kind of in the central, like in the centre of Berlin.
I live in South London, in Camberwell.
I live in Notting Hill, actually.
East Sussex, right on the coast.
I live in East Finchley, which is in London.
I'm from Brisbane in Australia.
I live in Bloomsbury in central London.
I live in the suburbs. It's about 10 kilometres from the city. Very leafy, lots of trees.
Do you live in a house or a flat?
I live in a brick-built house, 3 bedrooms.
I live in a flat.
I live in a flat.
It's a white house. It's at the end of a little street that's just off one of the main roads. And it's quite quiet.
It's a 1-bedroom flat.
I live in a house, a 4-bedroom house with 4 other people.
In a house.
It's a modern space. It's 1 bedroom. It's quite small, but it's very nice.
What do you like about where you live?
I like the garden. We've got a garden. We have barbecues there. I think that's good.
I can catch a bus from anywhere, come home, and I feel comfortable walking home at 12, 1 o'clock at night because there's so many people around.
It's only just 2 flats in the building, so I only have one neighbour who's very sweet and fun as well, so I don't have too many neighbours to worry about.
We have parks, we have some restaurants, French restaurants, Italian restaurants. We have a local church.
It looks out over a small valley that's just in our suburb, so you can see all the other houses around and the trees.
I'm close to the museums, universities, teaching hospitals. It's easy to get about because there are many underground stations, and it's very friendly.
Everyone says hello in the morning and good evening in the afternoon, and it's a pleasant place to live.
What don't you like about where you live?
What I don't like about it is at times I have to get on the Northern Line on the tube, and it takes me 50 minutes to get to work.
It's quite noisy on the streets, I think.
Well, it's quite crowded, and there's quite a lot of rubbish on the streets. There's too many cars and not enough places for children to play.
It's always busy. There isn't actually anything I don't like about it. I really like it there.
Sometimes, because it's in the middle of a city, it can be very dusty and polluted.
It's nowhere near a tube station. I have to get the bus all the time.
I love eating out. In London, there are lots of different restaurants. Indian, Thai, Italian. My favorite restaurant is Abu Zaid. It has fantastic Syrian food. What's your favorite kind of food?
My favorite food is Chinese food.
My favorite kind of food, probably Italian.
I like Italian food. Any kind of pasta thing is really good.
Japanese and Asian food is what I like most, yes.
Quite like sushi because it's quite healthy, and also there's a lot of really good sushi restaurants near where I work.
Thai food, I really enjoy Thai food or Eastern food, Chinese, Indian, that type of thing.
Italian.
My favorite kind of food is potatoes and chicken.
Well, I'm a vegetarian, so I like vegetarian curries, vegetable lasagna, that kind of thing.
Hungarian or Estonian dishes that just warm you up and make you feel good.
Middle Eastern. Actually, it's Syrian or Lebanese.
Thai food. I love Thai food. Vietnamese food, actually. Yeah.
I love British roast dinners, Yorkshire puddings and gravy and roast potatoes.
I think Colombian food is my favorite food.
What's your favorite dish?
My favorite dish is noodles.
Schnitzel, it's a Hungarian dish when they do it with orange potatoes and carrot and apple salad.
Vegetable curry, I'd say.
My favorite dish is a traditional Colombian dish made of rice and beans.
Spaghetti bolognese.
Probably lasagna. Lots of cheese on top.
Fanatical about puddings. Very heavy puddings, sponge puddings, custards, sweets, creams, cakes.
What's your favorite place to eat?
I don't really have a favorite place to eat because I'd rather eat at home, as I enjoy cooking as well.
There's a little cafe just by our flat that we can go and we know the staff there.
My favorite restaurants are the small, intimate ones where you can see the chef preparing the meal and there aren't too many people in there and it's just nice, with a nice atmosphere and everything.
A restaurant called Abu Zaid in Shepherd's Bush here in London.
We have a restaurant called John Dory's in our area, and I like eating there.
There is a little bar just where I live, which is called the Garden Ladder, and the reason I like it is because it feels like somebody else's living room.
There is a Colombian restaurant in London where I go once every month or every 2 months. I enjoy it very much.
There's a really lovely restaurant very close to where I work. It's called Tsuri, and that's, I think that's my favourite place.
There's a little restaurant in Longford, the Aubergine. It's really nice. It does lots of vegetarian food and it's really nice. Lots of really nice desserts.
I have a busy social life. I go out most nights after work with friends. Last night, I went out for a meal with an old friend from university. It was really good to see her. Tell me about your social life. Do you go out a lot?
I do go out quite a lot, yeah. I like to go out to bars and I quite like going to friends' houses and having dinner and things like that.
I like to go to the cinema and I think the last movie I saw was The Hangover. It was very funny and I like to go to the theatre also.
No, we don't go out a lot. Possibly weekends, go out for meals or something.
Not too regular. Weekends, play golf and socialise afterwards.
During the day we do. In the evening, no, we don't.
My friends and I like to go out quite a lot. We go clubbing, we go to discos.
Yes, I go out sometimes in the village. We live in a small village, so a lot of our social life is in the village. So we go out to friends' houses, go to parties, go to the pub.
Not so much, but I like it a lot. I like to go to the theatre, to the cinema, meet friends, eat out.
Sometimes I go out for a couple of drinks with some good friends, but not very often, just, you know, a couple times a month maybe.
Did you go out last night?
We went to this club in Piccadilly Circus and we danced all night. We had a few drinks, but then mostly dancing. And there was a few guys there and they're really cute and we like talked to them.
We had dinner in an Italian restaurant by Tower Bridge and it was lovely. We had a lovely evening of just looking at the river and enjoying the view and enjoying lots of fun with the family.
Well, I went to the cinema, seeing the last Harry Potter film, which I enjoyed a lot. And afterwards I met some friends for a drink in town.
We went to see Mamma Mia at the Prince of Wales Theatre. It was excellent.
We went to the theatre. We saw a play by Tom Stoppard called Arcadia, which was extremely interesting and we enjoyed it very much. Afterwards we went with friends for a meal. We had a Spanish tapas type meal, which was extremely enjoyable.
Last night I went to Westfield Shopping Centre, which is in the west of London, and I enjoyed a delicious meal there.
Last night I went to a friend of mine's house, which is in South London, and we went out and went to a fish and chip shop, bought some fish and chips and went home and had that with a beer in front of the television.
I love hot weather, so when I go on holiday, I like to travel to hot countries. Last year I went to Greece, which was beautiful. How about you? What kind of holidays do you like?
I like adventure holidays, but then I like going on holidays where there's loads of famous landmarks.
I like relaxing beach holidays.
I like different kinds of holidays. I like city breaks, like going to London. I also like beach holidays though.
I like activity holidays where we swim or cycle or do boat trips or skiing, walking, that kind of thing.
Activity holidays, really.
I really like beach holidays.
I love to go on beach holidays.
We like relaxing holidays.
No, we like all sorts of holidays. Relaxing ones and city breaks especially.
Where did you go on your last holiday?
My last holiday was to the Cook Islands and I had a fantastic time. I just sat on the beach and did not very much, read a couple of books and went kayaking and did some other water sports.
The last holiday I went on was to Bali in Asia.
We went to St. Lucia last year where we had a relaxing holiday on the beach, reading our books and swimming.
We've got 2 young children, so last holiday we went to Disneyland in Paris.
Last year I went to Australia with my mom and a friend, and that was pretty much a beach holiday, but we were there for 2.5 weeks and it was very good, very warm.
We went to New York, 5 ladies. And it was the most wonderful place, wonderful theatres, wonderful nightlife and safe.
My last holiday I went to Rome. We saw the Colosseum, the Spanish Steps. One night there was live opera there.
Our last holiday was a city holiday and we went to New York and had a great time just before Christmas. We did lots of shopping and looking at all the sights. And once we'd had 3 days in New York, we then went to stay with friends up in Maine, in New England.
On my last holiday, I went to France, to southern France, to see some friends of mine who live there.
Last holiday I went to Mauritius and it was good. It was relaxing. It was a beach holiday. The food was fantastic, great seafood, and the people were lovely.
They have really good food there, amazing ice cream.
I thoroughly enjoyed every minute.
Very relaxing, lovely weather.
It was a great place.
The boys really enjoyed it.
It was fantastic.
I love films. I love going to the cinema. I go at least once a week. How about you? How often do you go to the cinema?
On average, probably once a month.
I like going to the cinema a lot, but probably only get there about once a month.
Not very often, but I do go occasionally.
I go to the cinema probably once or twice a month.
I go to the cinema about once a week during the summertime, usually when they're the best movies.
We probably go together maybe once a fortnight.
I go normally probably once every month, 2 months, but it depends on the film.
I go to the cinema about once every fortnight. Often I'll go on a Wednesday because we get buy one, get one free cinema tickets, so I can take a friend with me.
I went to the cinema last night and saw a film called The Proposal. It was great. How about you? What was the last film you saw?
Last one I saw was Bruno, with Sacha Baron Cohen. The last film I saw at the cinema was Star Trek, the most recent Star Trek, I think Star Trek 5, I think it was.
We went to Slumdog Millionaire. We enjoyed it a great deal. We've been to India a couple of times and we did a bit of travelling, and we thought it was very realistic and brought back the memories of India.
The last film was James Bond film, Quantum of Solace. It wasn't as good as the first version of the film that this was a sequel to, but it was still very good.
The last film I saw was a film called The Departed. It was directed by Martin Scorsese, and the acting was just absolutely fantastic in it.
What kinds of films do you like?
I always like romantic comedies. Slumdog Millionaire was a great movie. Australia was a movie I saw recently which was really good.
Probably recommend the new Terminator movie. That's once again full of action, very exciting.
I like old films. I have a complete collection of John Wayne and Charlton Heston and musicals, so anything that's quite happy or adventurous or takes me away from real life, those are the ones I watch.
I saw The Proposal not too long ago, and I really liked it. It was really interesting, it was really funny, romantic comedy.
Sweeney Todd, I really enjoyed with Johnny Depp, simply because he was fantastic. And Helena Bonham Carter, one of my favourite actresses, was also really good.
I recommend The Graduate. I enjoyed that as a young man and growing up as well, and I think it's a coming-of-age film.
My favourite film is called GoldenEye. It's a James Bond film, and I think the action scenes are just absolutely fantastic in it.
Who's your favourite actor?
John Wayne's my favourite actor.
My favourite actor is the new James Bond, Daniel Craig. I think he's very good at showing emotions in his films. My favourite actress is called Angelina Jolie. She's very beautiful, but she's also played lots of different roles in films.
My favourite actor is Johnny Depp because I think he's funny and I think he's lively and he always has energy on stage.
My favorite actor is Brad Pitt. He's very good looking and he can play many different roles and he's very talented.
My favourite film star is Robert De Niro because I look like him.
I usually get to work by bus. It takes about half an hour. Sometimes I read a book on the way. How about you? How do you get to work?
I travel by bus. It's only one bus to work. It takes about 15 minutes.
I get to work by car.
Bus.
I walk to work.
I get to work on the tube and I walk some of the way.
About 5 minutes walk to the station, Waterloo Station, and then I get on a bus, which takes about 20-25 minutes.
On most days I use the tube, my journey into work and my journey home at the end of the day.
I cycle to work. That's the quickest and easiest way.
I cycle into work every day on my bike.
What do you do on your journey to work?
I usually listen to music or read.
Sometimes I listen to music and sometimes I read a book.
I either read the newspaper or I read books.
Taking the fresh air, scenery, and try and avoid holes in the road, which are quite dangerous.
I listen to my iPod.
Well, sometimes if it's a bit of a quiet road, I can think about what I'm going to do that day.
I dream, usually. I love journeys. I love just looking out of the window.
Well, it's so short, I don't actually do very much at all, apart from make sure I don't have an accident.
What do you like about it?
It's fairly short, so my journey to work is only 30 minutes.
It's quick.
It's short. It only takes me 7 or 8 minutes.
Seeing how the landscape changes through the seasons.
I like listening to music and having some time to think before work.
It's quite early in the morning, which means that the bus is always quite quiet. So I don't have to fight for a seat.
I like to have the fresh air and some exercise.
I just like the exercise that I get from it and being outside in the open.
It's not too far. I can walk or run. It's about a quarter of an hour's walk, so I feel very healthy. I don't have to catch a bus.
What don't you like about your journey to work?
I don't like it when it's very busy in the mornings, and I don't like it when it's hot and sweaty on the tube.
It's a very full bus. It's packed with people because it's the work bus.
There's some very bad drivers on the road.
Sometimes the buses get overcrowded and a lot of people are going to the same place.
I really don't like cycling to work when it's raining because I get wet or my books get wet.
In the winter, it's very cold early in the morning, and sometimes if I miss the first bus, I have to wait about 20 minutes for the next one to come along. So.
In winter, it's very windy coming over the bridge, and it makes my eyes water.
It's so short, there's nothing to like or dislike about it.
I started working for the BBC in London 3 years ago. I really enjoy my job, but I'd love to live and work in New York. I'm going there in the autumn to visit some friends, and I'm really excited. What about you? What are your plans for the future? I'm hoping to go to university in September, but that depends on my exam results.
I just want to find my place in the work I love.
I would like to join a band and tour around the world.
I would like to be a specialist in Middle Eastern studies.
I'm actually planning on moving to Honduras in a few months, just for maybe 6 months or so to learn Spanish.
I don't really want to make long-term plans, but I would like to become a solicitor.
I hope to move to a bigger place. My house feels a bit small now that I have a family.
I plan to be a doctor. I would like to stay in London, and I would like to work as a research assistant at the university here.
I would like to go on and take a gap year out and then do a master's next year, starting in the fall.
I'd like to work with the World Health Organization, and I'm going to do an internship with them in the summer in Geneva.
Well, I'd like to come to study here in London, still in acting though. And I'd like to become maybe a studio actor.
Well, I might become a legal academic or a journalist.
I hope to live in Australia one day because I really like it there. I like the weather and the lifestyle, and I also hope to get married in the next few years.
I'd like to start my own photography business, and I hope to sort of involve a lot of travel in that and sort of expedition work as well.
I want to be a graphic designer.
I would like to move from where I'm living. I would like to buy a house, and I'd like a car.
I want to do something with architecture, like interior design or something, because my dad is an architect and I'm really interested in it.
I want to become a vet and hopefully specialise in small animals and horses.
I try to eat well and keep healthy, but it isn't always easy. I eat a lot of fruit and drink a lot of water, but I like drinking coffee too. I'm not ill very often, but when I am, I go to bed and sleep. Do you have a healthy lifestyle?
I think it's very healthy, yes. I think my lifestyle's quite healthy. I work outside, which means I get to do quite a lot of physical activity.
Yeah, I think it's very healthy. First of all, I eat almost entirely organic food that I get from a little farm, which is close by where I live. I grow some of my own stuff as well.
I think it's fairly healthy. I do like to keep a balance, so try and eat some fruits and vegetables every day, but have some coffee on occasion or some chocolate if I feel like it.
I think it's healthy because I try to maintain a balance between diet and exercise.
Generally, my lifestyle is very healthy, but I'm a musician. I play the flute, and that can result in a hectic schedule and perhaps not sleeping often enough.
What do you do to stay healthy?
I do a lot of training. I'm an athlete. Exercise is more important to me than eating healthily. I know I should eat better.
One thing is I don't try not to eat too much meat. I eat red meat 2 or 3 times a week, fish 2 or 3 times a week, vegetarian 2 or 3 times a week.
I like to run and go to the gym. And not only is it good exercise, but it also helps at the end of the day if you've had a stressful day at work to relax a bit.
I dance, ballet and modern dance, for example. I do yoga regularly, yoga and meditation.
I think having a good eating routine is really important. So I always try to eat with my housemates. We cook together and try to eat very healthily.
What do you do if you're ill?
I stay in bed and wait until it goes. I'm not very good when I'm ill. I go to bed, I stay in bed, and I moan an awful lot.
It's very rare, I'm almost never unwell. And if I am, I have 2 strategies. One is relaxation and rest, and the other is walking.
I stay in bed, get some extra rest, and if it continues, go to the doctor, get a prescription, and take some medicine to speed up the recovery.
I try to heal naturally. If that's not possible, I try to take something herbal.
I love living in London because there's so much to do. I've been to lots of interesting places, but there's always something new to experience. How do you feel about London?
I love London. I actually lived here for 14 years.
I love London. I love the diversity, all the different people here, the multiculturalism.
I love London. London is one of the most amazing cities. It's so exciting. There's so much to do and see in London. I think it's one of my favourite cities.
I like London, but sometimes it's too busy.
There's too many people, it's too big a city, doesn't have any real heart, and you know, for a holiday it's just not, it's not very relaxing.
Living in Australia at the moment, comparing it to London, I find the people to be more humorous and lively. There seems to be more going on.
Absolutely love London. One of the best places I think anyone can live. There's just so much happening. I mean, my father's just over for 2 weeks and literally been going down to all the galleries and stuff today along the South Bank.
I feel very comfortable in London. It's already like my 5th time.
I wouldn't like to live in London, but to visit, it's an absolutely tremendous place, and where I live, it's just a short train ride.
I do like London. I really like the old architecture and the history that you have here. There's a lot to see, and it's just a really nice city.
London's a very nice city. It takes a lot to get used to.
I like London very much. I like London because of its huge diversity of people and huge diversity of things to do and places to see.
What's the most exciting thing you've done in London?
The most exciting thing I've done in London recently is to see Oasis live. I went to the Roundhouse and it was the most amazing concert. It was free, so we ended up having nice passes, so we were close to the band. And it was incredible. It's the best thing I think I've seen in a long time.
I've been to the theatre quite a lot in London. I went to see Waiting for Godot at the National.
I've recently been to Hampton Court, which is a royal palace most famously known for being the place where Henry VIII lived, and a few of his wives that made it there.
And I think Tate Modern is the best place I've been to, you know, because it's different every time. You know, they really push the boundaries of, you know, the displays compared to a lot of the traditional museums and art galleries in London.
The best thing I've ever done was watch a gig in Hyde Park with my cousin's birthday.
The most exciting thing I've done in London, I've watched England play football at Wembley. That was quite exciting.
It's just this weekend we were in Brixton in Brockwell Park. There was a country fair going on, and just the characters in the crowd were just absolutely fantastic.
Well, I've done a lot of interesting things. I've had a lot of good experiences here, but probably the best thing was when I went to Wimbledon this year. I got to watch Andy Murray on centre court. I managed to get tickets to that, and it was just a really good atmosphere, and it was a good example of sort of British culture and sport.